Good morning, Facebook. Good morning to our friends on Facebook, and good morning to you on Instagram. Tanja here, peak performance specialist for real estate leaders and professionals that really want. Oh, God, Kate Ashton, you crack me up. Bam, here you are again. I love that you're first cab off the rank. I really, as I was saying, I really just spend my time working with real estate in the least amount of time. Why do I do this? Because I believe that real estate provides a pathway for you to achieve financial freedom. That gives you power of choice. And I know many people in the industry aren't happy or fulfilled right now. G'day, Lloyd. Great to see you here. Great session yesterday, my friend. So here we are, Rapid Fire Friday. I have had an awesome week of coaching. Man, I love my job. It doesn't ever feel like work. It's fully like play for me. I get to spend time with amazing people that I love and, positively impact their lives. Hey, happy Friday, Kate. So first of all, guys, can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear and see me okay? Just if the quality's okay, just let me know. So Rapid Fire Friday is where I reflect on all the coaching that I've done for the week, and I just get the key themes and I just share some rapid fire tips to help you get access to results yourself. I know many of you aren't in a position to invest in a coach. So thanks, guys. I don't want that to be the reason why you stay stuck or you're oscillating. We know historical data indicates that 50% of real estate businesses here in Australia won't make any money this year, and that means a huge percentage of businesses and professionals just won't even, they won't even be around, as in the businesses won't be around, or they'll go and do something else. That can be a shame because you haven't really realized your potential. So a lot of what I do is about enabling people to fulfill on their potential. So that ding is just a message coming through my laptop. I can't remember how to turn that off. Anyway, let's get stuck into it. The main theme my around your identity. As I've said before, be careful what you say, for you are listening. So there's a little voice inside of our head that has a lot of opinions, judgments, assessments about us, others, and the world. And it really does influence how we feel about ourselves, the actions that we take or don't take, and therefore the results that we produce or don't produce. So a lot of my sessions this week were really deconstructing people's definition of themselves, and definition is decisive. If you've watched me before, you'll know that I've said personal development doesn't work. Strategies, tools, tips, templates, coaches, podcasts, TED Talks, they don't work unless we first change our definition of ourselves. And here's what I know for sure, being a peak performance coach. We tell ourselves a whole bunch of crap that really does influence our perspective of ourselves. Spending time with people, hacking into their definition of themselves, said in a different way, all the negative beliefs that they have about themselves. And when you get it on a whiteboard, this experience of, holy shit, look what I'm telling myself about who I am. No wonder I feel disempowered. No wonder I feel stuck. No wonder I feel crap. And then we just take responsibility for it. We look at the impacts of it, but most importantly, we look at the 5 benefits that our ego or she-go gets out of keeping us stuck. Hey, Holly, how are you, darling? Nice to have you here. There are 5 benefits. And when I ask people, when they look at all the crap that they're telling themselves and they get present to the impacts, it impacts your self-worth, your self-esteem, your results, your finances, your communication, your leadership, your personal empowerment, a whole bunch of stuff. When I ask people, what are the benefits? They go, well, benefits that you get out of staying stuck and oscillating and not taking action. You get to be right about your crappy beliefs. You get to void responsibility for fulfilling on your potential and really going for it. You get to stay safe and comfortable. This is the most popular one. We hang out in familiar territory because it's all that we know. We're scared to take a risk and we're scared to put ourselves out there. We get to be a victim, meaning we relate to ourselves like we don't have the power to influence influence our external circumstances. And why do we do all of this? Because to some degree, you and I don't feel good enough. So we create drama, we create confusion, we create chaos to seek significance, to make our lives and make ourselves feel like we matter. It's completely counterintuitive. Morning, sweet. Hey, beautiful. So they're the 5 benefits. So as you're listening to this, I ask you to ask yourself, if you feel in your life or in your business, there will be some negative dialogue going on that is just influencing everything that you think, do, and create. And if you want to have a breakthrough in this, like I am here for you, book in a complimentary 20-minute discovery session. We won't be able to do the whole process. I'll get you to do some pre-work. And let's just shift this crap so you can go on and fulfill your potential. So if you want a complimentary discovery session, 20 minutes to just really unlock or release the biggest handbrake that's hindering your progress, comment here on Facebook or DM me here on Instagram, and let's get you some support. G'day, Lloyd, you've come here on Instagram, jumped off Facebook and on Instagram. So there's been great feedback this week from clients that have completely shifted their identity. They've got a whole new access and created a whole new way of being, which has given them ability to produce different results. Kate, can you tell me what the quality on Facebook is like, my love? Because we've so that's been the biggest theme this week. Now, here's where I think also that Facebook was cutting out, not sure if the same for everyone. Yeah, I got to get this sorted today. I'm going to ring our service provider. I thought it had improved. Here's where I think we're making really big mistakes in real estate. After a coaching session today, and when I have coaching sessions with principals and we're talking about elevating the client experience, you know, it just blows my mind how many offices are still asking buyers to swing by the office to pick up their keys. Why are we not meeting them at the home that they bought, especially if they're the first home buyer? You know, people might have been working their butts off since they were 16 to save for their great Australian dream. We nurture them through the process. G'day, Adam. Hope you're well. And, you know, then and then what? We go through the process, we do the transaction. Hey, Jen, great to have you here. And we to come to our office and pick up the keys. Typically, there are a whole bunch of keys. G'day, Shay. Is it Shay? I hope I'm pronouncing it right. We asked them to pick up a whole bunch of keys. At least this client, who I absolutely love, they've got their company key ring on there, but when I said, do you identify where the front door key is? They're like, no. So, hey, Matt, great to have you here. Sent a request to be in your live. Jen wants to be in the live. Well, Jen, you can watch. Maybe I'll get you to jump on later and you can ask a question. All of this noise in real estate around AI and disruption and, you know, elevating the client experience. And many of us are getting really scared about what's happening out there. Yeah, we're asking clients to come to the office to pick up a bunch of confusing keys. I just think we need to get back to basics. I think we need to at least meet them at the home that they bought and make sure it's beautiful when they walk in, as far as if all of their utilities are connected, and you could help them do that. Put the heater on if it's cold, put the aircon on if it's hot. Meet them at the front door, be there for those highly emotional times. So the work I did with this particular, hey, Carney, Paris, we're talking about elevating the client experience, particularly in real estate. So here's my invitation. If you want to have a compelling point of difference to other real estate brands, if you want to retain some market share and, you know, give up the fear of robots and what they're doing to your business, please spend some time with your people. G'day, Adam. You've jumped onto Instagram as well, so Facebook may not be playing so much. Please spend some time with them. Client journey from the moment they're thinking about selling their home or listing their investment property. Map out every single touch point, every single consideration and decision, and then with a different color texter, map out the highly emotional points. You must match those points with some touch, some engagement. So, you know, it's and like when they go to pick up the keys to move into their house, that's one. When you're dealing with a vendor who's got their first open for inspection, that's a moment. If you've got an open for inspection, there's lots of people there, take the time to take a photo or shoot a little video of all the shoes at the front of the door and just send it to the vendor and go, hey, check this out, we've got heaps of people here, I'll give you an update afterwards. These little videos, these little human touches keep your clients engaged and interested in you. Yes, it's so practical, Kani. Just make the real estate thing really complicated, and we're being transactional, and we need to be relational. You've got to be empathetic and put yourself in your vendors, buyers, landlords, tenants' shoes. Where are those highly emotional times? OFIs, the contract negotiation, even when they sign the contract, when the house gets released on social media and on all the platforms, when they're moving out, when they're moving in, you get the point. So spend some time with your team, map out the client journey, track where the highly emotional times are or where the times of greatest fear are. And as a standard in your business, strategically put simple strategies in place to connect, to provide a gift or a communication piece, just so they feel that you've got their back. Okay, this is, the average Aussie earns $79,000 per year. The average $1,000 per year. A really great agent can earn that in a number of transactions. So I think we just need to be grateful for the opportunity that we have and the privilege it is to serve. And we must elevate our standards and bring that human touch into an industry that is getting heavily disrupted by technology and artificial intelligence. You can never take the heartbeat out of this business. Artificial intelligence and, digital technology is there to enhance the experience, not detract from the experience. It's there to build efficiency and effectiveness. It is not there to replace the relationship that you can have with a human being. I am on a bloody rant with this. Please treat your clients like the humans that they are, and don't forget, they are people. Love magnetic. Hello, gorgeous. I always do that for you because you do that. So think about all those strategically place elements in there where you can, hold their hand through a highly stressful and highly exciting time. That'll make you memorable. Just a little fact, by the way, did you know that according to CoreLogic RP data, from the moment that a client signs the authority to when they sell the house, their confidence in their agent of choice drops by 47%. I've mentioned this before. This means that agents have got to work really hard again to build relationships because most of those vendors won't work with you again. Building in those highly emotional touch points and that lovely human engagement will reduce that, right? So please don't overpromise and underdeliver. Be your word. And speaking of being your word, another massive theme in my one-on-one coaching this week is the power of your word. If there's anything that's going to have you disempowered, it's you being I would have done this, I'm going to do this. Your language really determines how committed you are to fulfilling. Hey, Rick Rushton's tuning in. By the way, I'm going to be sharing this either today or tomorrow. Just a quick shout out for those of you who don't know, Rick Rushton, international coach, best-selling author, and recent TED talker. And he has just released his TED talk. And if you jump on, for those of you on Instagram, jump on to Rick Rushton's Instagram page and you'll see his link in his bio and you can watch his TED talk. What I love about this TED talk is Rick really challenges the status quo of us thinking about people like them. Well, we do, but what are the benefits of actually having the ability to connect with people or engage with? How much can we grow as individuals when we expand our capacity to get inside the head of people with different values, different perspectives, and different outlooks? That's what Rick encourages us to look at in Tune In Before You Broadcast. So check out Rick's TED Talk. go to his link on his bio page on Instagram. And if you're watching on Facebook, just head to Rick's page on Facebook. Rick's been a great friend. Thanks, Rick, for all your support over the 4 years of my career so far, my short time in real estate. So going back to that distinction of your words determine your reality and your attitude determines your altitude. And I am, as an NLP master practitioner and trainer, what does that really mean? I am fascinated by the relationship between our thoughts, words, actions, and results. And language, I believe, is the thing that can have us be congruent. The peak performance specialist, the biggest thing that will have us disempowered is when we are not our word. Integrity as a distinction really means that you are your word. Your word is law in the universe. What you say will happen. Now, we know from the research from CoreLogic RP data that vendors and buyers want two key things. They want trust and they want transparency. That's what they really want from you. How do you establish trust? Consistency is key. Being your word and being your word consistently. Good morning, Stephen. How are you, my friend? You guys are kicking some serious butt down there in South Australia. We're talking about the power of your word, something I know you're super passionate about. So I want you to just have some emotional intelligence of yourself today as you speak or as you listen to people around you. Listen to the language. Listen if it sounds empowered or disempowered. If you through yourself and your business, notice your language if there is conviction and commitment, or if you say words like hopefully, maybe, should, try. If you have hopefully, maybe, should, try in your language, it really lacks commitment and you're unlikely to take the action. I did a Mindset Mastery Monday session on this called, the saloon doors are swinging, meaning that language has your subconscious mind lack commitment. So as we have 12 weeks to go to complete this financial year, are you going to be a shoulda, coulda, woulda, gonna, dunna? Or are you going to really block out the distraction, recommit to your goals, make a decision, and speak forth what you're going to go and make happen? Yes, so powerful and simple. It's really powerful and simple, love magnetic, but we don't do it. My philosophy is our words create our world. What we declare, we create. It just lacks commitment. So notice your language. Are you committed and is there conviction, or are the saloon doors of your subconscious mind that lack commitment swinging open, which leaves you off the hook? Now, speaking of the 12 weeks to go of the end of the financial year, what amazes me as a coach is many of us create these big goals and these big dreams to fulfill, and the goal seems really big. And as we get close to the pointy end of the stick, I notice some clients wanting to change the goalposts. No, here's what happens. This is what a lot of self-help doesn't teach you. Consider when you go for the hot. What does that mean? When you go for a goal, when you set your intention on completing something, your ego or she-go or he-go, meaning your inner saboteur, as you get close to fulfilling on your goal, it is going to go through what's called abandonment depression, meaning every negative thought that you ever have on loudspeaker to sabotage you fulfilling on your goal. Why does it do that? Because the fundamental belief system of the ego is that we're not good enough. So when you are about to prove your ego wrong and fulfill on a goal that perhaps has meant something to you for a really long time, your ego is going to, in the background, it's not conscious, it's an unconscious thing, go, what do you mean you're going to be great? What do you mean you're going to go have a personal best? I don't think so. Let me just fire a whole lot of self-sabotaging thoughts to throw you off your game and make you feel insecure and deflate your mojo and your momentum so you don't take action. So if you feel a little scared about the goals that you've set for yourself this financial year and you're tempted to shift the goalposts, my invitation to you is stay true to what you set. Notice the little voice in your head, and every time you catch a shoulda, coulda, woulda, done, notice you lack commitment. Notice if you're, abdicating responsibility and not showing up and doing what you need to do. recommit and go for it. One of the reasons we don't produce our results is we make the goal too big. You really must chunk your financial year goal down to a quarterly goal, a monthly goal, and a weekly goal, and even a daily goal. And if you just wake up and focus on fulfilling your daily goal day after day after day, you'll have the compound effect, even if it's just a little 1% increase. The conversation I had with one of my principals this week was, we could see a lot of opportunities for him to really elevate the client engagement. He was one of the officers that was still asking their buyers to buy. Let's be there at the house for that beautiful moment to anchor in that highly emotional engagement and achievement and celebrate that. Anyway, you heard me talk about it before. So we saw all the things that he could do. It started to feel overwhelming for him, and we just committed, just do one thing, just change one thing one week, get that right, change the next thing the next week, and each little step over time, think about all those little steps over 365 days. The compound effect is significant, right? So that's my invitation. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, gonna, donna. Recommit, focus on what you set out for yourself for the end of the financial year, and just do those 1% incrementals and watch what happens at the long term. That's the importance of chunking goals down. Speaking of the end of the financial year, how are you tracking? Are you on track? Are you off track? Do you not even have a track? Are you, if you're going to elevate your ability to fulfill on your goals, here's just a couple of tips for you. The first thing is, here's what successful people do. They have a very clear target they want to achieve. They know where they want to go, A. B, they have solid positional awareness, meaning they know where their starting point is, much like a pilot. Pilot needs to know where they're going, and they need to know where their starting point is. Then they can set their coordinates for success. So where are you going specifically, and is it measurable? Can we see evidence in the universe of you achieving that goal? A. B, where are you now? C, what's the gap? And then let's reverse engineer a strategy to help you fulfill on that gap in the least amount of time. And then you've just got to stay focused and disciplined. But here's what I know, and this may be your experience as we're 12 weeks out of the financial year. When you have your target and your goal, and then you know where you stand, you've got arrow back in the bow. Now, what happens when we pull the arrow back in the bow? By the way, if you're watching this live, can you type in live on Facebook and Insta? And if you're watching the record, would you mind just typing in record so I know when you're tuning in? Thank you for that. When we pull the arrow back in the bow, that's us taking action. And what happens if you've ever done archery, which I love, I've done it a number of times, when we pull that arrow back in the bow, it creates tension. Now, not a lot of us like tension. It's uncomfortable. It's intense. Thanks, Adam. Consider when things are intense, it's actually you inside your intention. It's you fulfilling on your intention. Thanks, guys, for letting me know. I appreciate it. When things get intense, I need you to have a positive definition of it, because this is where a lot of us let go of the arrow in the bow and it falls short. If you know things are intense, I invite you to say to yourself, oh my God, this is intense. I'm intention. Awesome. This means I'm inside fulfilling my intention. There's meant to be tension. A diamond was once a piece of coal that withheld a lot of heat and turned into a diamond. A pearl was once some grains of sand that just withheld a lot of friction and turned into a pearl over time. That's us. We're diamonds and pearls, just us Prince, right? But we have to be able to be real creative beings in our world. We have to be able to withhold the tension, and not a lot of us are conditioned to do that. Things get intense, we take our pedal off the metal, we reduce our action taking, or we slacken off the tension in the bow and the arrow, which means if I let go, the arrows will fall short of hitting the target. Now, to fulfill on your creations, you must have a clear target, you must have positional awareness, you must have a positive relationship with tension, and when you practice that point, you get enough tension, and I know you can't fully see me here on Instagram, but you get the message. You have enough tension in that action and you press release, or you release, what's likely to happen? Well, it's likely to hit the target. It's unlikely it's going to get bullseye every time, but it's likely to hit the target. You practice that action time after time, you will become more masterful at even hitting the target and getting the bullseye. But most of us can't handle the tension of our intentions. Most of us slacken off because it feels like too much. Masterful creators know that it takes a bit of tension to fulfill on our goal. So that's my invitation for you today. And as you enter a new week, if things feel intense, check in. Are you close to a breakthrough? Are you close to actually proving to your ego, your inner saboteur, that you are beyond enough? You are more than enough. And you're about to have attention on in your subconscious brain is the fact that your ego has got dancing girls, marching bands, and monkeys with cymbals going off, creating a lot of noise while you can't have the things that you want. If you want to have a breakthrough in this and you know that's going on for you, I am here for you. Please reach out to me on Instagram, reach out to me on Facebook, send me a comment, write me a DM, and let's book you in for a complimentary 20-minute discovery session and help you produce a breakthrough. Okay? That's my invitation. So that's Rapid Fire Friday for today. Please remember, shoulda, coulda, woulda, gonna, donna, lacks commitment. Make sure you're really detaching from the activities of your day and assessing the client experience and looking at are you engaging with you have privileged to serve. The importance of chunking your goals down to a daily simple action which will compound over time and hold the tension, especially as we enter the last few weeks of the financial year. I love you. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you found that helpful. If you did, hey Ashley, Akshay, if you found that helpful, please let me know which of the lessons from Rapid Fire Friday you're going to implement. Actually, let me know now before I sign off. Just quickly type in on Facebook or on Instagram before you leave which one resonated with you the most that you're going to take a look at. Thanks for the love on Facebook. Lots of smiley faces, hearts, and kisses. Mwah. Love you right back. Would love you to write in which one. By the way, Mindset Mastery Monday. If you have a question, issue, challenge, concern, if there's something you're stuck or oscillating with, write to me your question. I A to your queue and it will remain anonymous. I won't say your name or where you're from. Please let me know which distinction you found most helpful and which one you're going to implement this week. Much love. I hope you go well and that you have a beautiful weekend. 1% better every day. You know, it's so true, Kanye. Even on your personal life, you know, if you're like, oh, I've got to exercise and I've got to eat clean. And if you want greater insight on this, read the book, Atomic Habits. Fantastic book by James Clear, or listen to the audiobook. It's amazing. Okay, I'm going to compounding. Yes, the compound effect. Think about what life would be like if you did little 1%ers every single day. At the end of the year, what does your business look like? What does your body look like? What does your finances or relationship look like? Hope you found that useful. Much love. We'll see you soon. Have a beautiful, what have we got here? Love the archery concept. Oh, love you guys. Have a beautiful weekend. And it's Maya Angelou's birthday today. Rest in peace. She would have been 91 today. I'm going to leave you with my favorite quote of hers, one of my favorite quotes of all time. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Go make yourself and other people in your world feel great today. Rest in peace, Maya Angelou. Thanks for your poetry. Much love. Thanks for tuning in. Have a beautiful weekend, and I'll see you for Mindset Mastery Monday on Monday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on Insta and live on Facebook. See you soon. Ciao to our friends on Facebook.